Do you feel like you're living in the in-between? As if the pause button of life has been pushed? Let's talk about it on this Monday morning. Good Monday morning. Do you know that every person in the Bible used mightily had a season of the in-between? Abraham had a season of 25 years in between God's promise that he would have a child and when Isaac was actually born. Joseph had the in-between of 13 years from the time he had his dream till he was made the right hand of Pharaoh. David had the in-between of 15 years from the time he was anointed to be king until the time he actually took the throne. Joshua, 40 years from the time he knew he was to possess the promised land until he actually did. And Jesus had 33 years before his actual ministry began. Every person used mightily in the Bible usually had a moment of the in-between. What is your in-between? Are you in the in-between of waiting for the healed marriage or the healed body? Are you in the in-between of seeing the fulfilled vision or dream that you've had placed in your heart of the job that you wanted, of the restoration you're seeking, of the spouse that you desire? You know, those moments of in-between can be seasons of withering or growing, seasons of complaining or curiosity, seasons of isolating or engaging. We get to choose what we're going to do with the in-between. But there are things discovered and learned in those in-between moments that are greater than any other season. So what if instead of resisting the in-between moment, the waiting period, you instead begin to see it as a preparation period? Because every single one of those people I just mentioned, that season of the in-between was the preparation season to equip them to be ready for the promise when it arrived. Because it takes a great deal of maturity to handle promised land and promise moments. James wrote it like this in the book of James. He said, "Consider it a sheer gift, friends, when tests and challenges come at you from all sides. You know that under pressure, your faith life is forced into the open and it shows its true colors." Boy, nothing presses our faith like the in-between moments, and nothing reveals what our faith is really like until it's pressed. I think some of us in this season that we're living in now have really discovered the cracks in our faith, because this moment has required a real test of our faith. So don't try to get out of anything prematurely. Let it do its work. So don't try to get out of the in-between prematurely. We all know what happens to a moth if he tries to break free from the cocoon too quickly. He becomes this dwarfed or aborted butterfly, if you will. He will never see his full potential, nor will you and I ever see our full potential if we try to abort the in-between process. Because think what happens to a baby within the 9 months. It needs every bit of those 9 months to become the life-giving source, the self-sustaining life that it is when it's born. The same is true with our birthing process of our in-between moments. Let it do its work. Why? So you can become mature and well-developed, not deficient in any way. that promise, that vision, that marriage, that healing that you're waiting on, it may be deficient if you don't allow it its maturing process. And it usually means you're the one that has to mature to be able to handle the promise that God wants to give you. Don't thwart the in-between. Embrace it, be curious about it, and grow in it. If you will, you won't be deficient in any area of your life. If your heart was encouraged today, please know that we have many other resources available for you. You can discover all of those at reclaiminghearts.org.